Hello, my awesome artists. Let's make mini little Moai sculptures together. Remember, there is an island out in the ocean called Rapa Nui. Some people know it as Easter Island. And on that island, there are huge, mysterious rock sculptures of people. We used to think that they were just giant heads, but when we started digging, we found out they have bodies too. We are going to make a mini Moai today with just the head sticking out like we found them in the first place. Let's get started. You will need a piece of cardboard with a green paper glued on top. The first thing you want to do is write your name on the back. That way we know which sculpture is yours. Remember, a sculpture is a 3D work of art that you can see from all the way around. I'm so excited. This green square is going to be the base or the bottom of our sculpture. Next, you will need a lunch bag. People used to use these to pack their lunches in. Can you believe it? So find one lunch bag, find the opening at the top, and put your hand through all the way to the bottom and push it open like this. Next, we're going to find the bottom of the lunch bag and we're going to put 5 dots of glue, 4 around the corners and 1 in the middle. So make sure your glue bottle is open by twisting the pointy top, maybe picking the scab on top, and making sure that glue bottle is breathing and ready to give you some glue. And then put 1 glue dot on every corner and 1 right in the middle. Next, we need to turn over this lunch bag and stick it to our base. To make sure that it gets the grab time that it needs in order to stick correctly, we're going to take our hand, put it through the top of the bag, and hold down the bag for at least 10 seconds. After you've given the glue plenty of time to grab onto the bag and the base, then you're ready to stuff the bag full. Make sure that it is really stuck on there and ready for this next part. And when you are ready, you will find plastic grocery bags. This is a great way to reuse these grocery bags instead of throwing them away. So grab one at a time and start filling up the bag from the bottom to the top. Now that's not all the way full, that's for sure. I'm gonna need another one. I'm just gonna grab one, I'm gonna crunch it into a little ball, and I'm gonna pile it into the bag. Now, be careful not to pack the bag too fat, because then the bag might rip. And also, we're going to need to be able to fit another lunch bag over top of this one. So if you make it too chubby and too full of plastic bags, it's just not gonna work very well. So don't go too crazy with it. Just do one bag at a time and fill it up to the top without packing it too much. Once your lunch bag is filled to the top with plastic grocery bags, that's where the second lunch bag comes in. We're gonna find the top opening, put our arm all the way into the bag and pop it out so it's all the way opened up. And next, we are going to slip the other bag on top of the first bag. You know what really helps is to take the top of your first lunch bag and give it a little squeeze like that. Just a gentle squeeze to make it small enough to fit inside the second bag. And then slip the second bag over the top, kind of like a hat. And make sure that you slide it all the way to the bottom. Carefully now, try your best not to rip the lunch bag. There we go. Now we officially have a sculpture, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 3D work of art, but we still have more to do. What we need to do is mix the color gray and paint the lunch bag all the way with gray. Do you know how to make gray? Here's how. You will need a lot of white paint and just a little bit of black paint. Whoops! Remember, when we mix colors, you always want to think about which color is lighter and which color is darker. The lighter color is white, so we want more of white. We always want more of the lighter color. The dark color is black. We want less of the darker color when we're mixing because we can always add more, but it's really hard to go backwards. And we want to end up with gray, not black. When you're ready, take your big paintbrush and mix up your gray paint all the way. Isn't that cool? White and black makes gray, and we want to use more white than black. And when it's all ready and mixed up, take your big paintbrush and start to paint your mini moai. We want to paint this entire sculpture with gray. We're gonna paint the front, both sides, the back, and the top. And we've got to make sure we're being gentle so that we don't break our moai off of the base. And also be careful not to drip the gray paint onto the green base. We want that green base to look like the grass underneath our moai. Do you think that we want peekaboo spots on this moai? No, we do not. So be very careful and make sure that you're doing a good job of covering up all those peekaboo spots. If you run out of gray paint, just raise your hand. I will pour you some more white and black to mix to make gray. And here I go, painting the top of my moai. After our moai is all dried up, he's gonna look like a rock because we painted him gray. Next, we need to add a face. So pull off the gray bag from the top. I know it's crazy, but you need to pull it off and flatten the bag. Be careful and gentle when you're flattening the bag. There we go. We don't want any rips or tears here. We've already worked really hard. And once you have flattened your gray bag, it's time to choose a moai face. You will have an idea sheet to look at to choose your favorite moai face to draw. I like all of these cute faces. They're really silly. I think I'm gonna choose, this guy. We will all draw the face with a pencil first, just in case we make a mistake or change our minds about which face we want to use. No matter what kind of face you're using, everybody's going to start with the eyebrow at the top with a curved arch, and then draw a big moai nose with a giant letter U that goes all the way around and hits the curved eyebrow. Everybody starts with that, and then depending on the face you chose, that's where it gets a little different. Next, under the eyebrows, draw eyes that you like. I'm going to choose 2 circles for mine, one on the outside and one on the inside. Last, after that, we need a mouth. And I decided to choose this serious looking face because I think it looks the most like a real moai. Aw, he looks pretty serious and pretty cute at the same time. Now, before you paint your face, write your name at the bottom of the bag. We don't want your name to be a big part of the face, so we're gonna draw it kind of small at the bottom of the bag, and now we will be ready to paint the face with black. I had a little paint explosion, sorry, that's way too much paint. But anyway, we're going to trace the face with black paint this time and a little paintbrush. It's kind of like what we usually do with the black Sharpies to make our drawing really stand out and pop, right? But this time, instead of using a black Sharpie, we are going to trace the face with black paint. Now that means we need to be extra careful, you guys. Try your very best to not drip the paint anywhere else besides on the pencil lines that you drew for the face. So go really slowly, really carefully, and remember, your paintbrush is like a ballerina. you want her to be on her tippy toes. That will help you, I think, to make your tracing lines with the paint nice and neat. Now you've got to go slow and carefully, but I have the magic of video editing, so I'm going to make this go by just a little bit faster for you. Anytime that my paintbrush stops painting a smooth black line, I go back and I dip it in some more paint. And also sometimes I go back over my lines just to make sure that they are nice and dark and look even and neat and tidy and all those good things. Just one more thing to do, the mouth. After your mini Moai face is all dried out, it's time to rebuild him. So we're going to grab the rest of our sculpture. We're going to open up the bag once again, and we're gonna slip it over top of the stuffed bag like a hat. One more time. We're gonna gently squeeze the top of the bag and then slide on the Moai face, just like a big hat. Oh my gosh, he looks so cool. He looks just like a Moai. He's just mini. After you're done with that, you can use glue to put glue dots on the base and glue on little things like flowers and rocks and things that you might find around a Moai on Rapa Nui Island. There's grass and flowers and rocks and plants, and we want to make it look like this Moai is really sticking out of the ground. So I glued on some cute purple flowers over here, and I'm gonna add some black flowers too. You get to decide what you want to glue on the bottom of your sculpture. You guys, this is one of my favorite projects ever, and I am so excited to see your little mini Moai, just like Rapa Nui, the Easter Island. Bye-bye for now.